encouragement straight to labor.
But me can't tell us that the radiator they must lock up, you know.
Encouragement straight to labor. Right.
On the spot news media, we got the latest news. We don't care about the views, we just representing right. Put local news internationally every night. On the spot, wave that Jamaican flag from left to right. Let's get it right, y'all know the type. We ain't dealing with the hype. We make it take flight.
Yeah, man, my viewers and subscribers, what go on? A blessed and wonderful Wednesday morning to each and every person out there tuning into On The Spot News Media. Now, my peeps, I don't know how we do it over on this side each and every morning. We have to give thanks and praise to the Most High Creator for the preservation of life, because life is indeed the greatest. So in the morning, my peeps, I have a few stories to share with you, the regular members of Chan Public and also members of the diaspora. So please like the video, share the video, watch the entire vlog so you can get a full understanding and a better appreciation of everything we're going in a Jamaica. So watch it now, my peeps, in the morning, yeah. We're going to kick it off like this because rain a beat down heavily pan Jamaica, left, right, and center. Now, just as I showed you in that brief clippings just before the On The Spot News Media intro, that's the present situation for many right across the length and breadth of Jamaica. Now, the Office of the Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, we are talking about the ODPEM, states that it's on full alert as Tropical Storm Melissa tracks towards the island. Now, the assurance was given by Minister of Water, Environment and Climate Change, we are talking about Matthew Samuda, during a ministerial statement in the House of Representatives on Tuesday afternoon. Now, we're going to hear from Matthew Samuda as he weighs in on this tropical storm threat that is tracking towards Jamaica. Listen.
Coordination of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM, are on full alert. Importantly, I want to assure you that your government is working tirelessly to ensure that the systems we have developed to protect you are indeed activated. The Met Service of Jamaica, for which I have portfolio responsibility, continues to monitor the storm's movement closely and will provide continuous updates as new data becomes available. Madam Speaker, while the center of Melissa's projected path currently points towards Hispaniola, the storm's proximity to Jamaica demands our highest level of vigilance. As we have learned through experience, tropical systems of this nature can shift course with little warning, and even indirect impacts can bring significant disruption to lives, livelihoods, and property. On the development of Tropical Storm Melissa, which has formed over the Caribbean Sea and is now posing a threat to several territories in our region, including our beloved island. Madam Speaker, Melissa's formation is a sobering reminder that this year's Atlantic hurricane season will not be ending quietly. As of this morning, reports from the National Hurricane Center, the division of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration in the USA, which tracks and predicts tropical cyclones, indicated that the storm is churning approximately 480 kilometers, which is approximately 300 miles south of Port-au-Prince, Haiti, or 630 kilometers southeast of Morant Point, with maximum sustained winds of 50 miles per hour and or approximately 85 kilometers per hour. Now that the area of low pressure has strengthened to a tropical storm, the system has slowed significantly and further decreased in the forward speed, further decreases in the forward speed is indeed projected. Hence, the system is likely to linger in the Caribbean waters for the next few days and take a little while longer to reach our shores. We are now expecting to start experiencing heavy rains sometime tomorrow night at current projections.
So basically, my peeps, by Thursday, Jamaica should be experiencing the full effects of Tropical Storm Melissa. Yeah, man. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about is an update. We get the names, full names and ages of the 3 criminal elements we get dashed by the police on Monday. Yeah, man. Now, the criminal elements in question, we get 2 of them picture presently on your screen. Now, the first criminal element has since been identified as Tyrese Wright, said to be 23 years old, a Mason, same come from around a Crawl district in Riversdale, St. Catherine. Now, the second criminal element has since been identified as Davian Francis, 25 years old, said to be a fruits vendor, come from Riversdale, in St. Catherine. And the third criminal element will end up losing 3 points to the hands of the police on Monday, has since been identified as Rohan Barrett, said to be 24 years old, born 2001. All of the little man them are some young little youth. In fact, their ages ranges from 23, 24 and 25 years old. Now, Rohan Barrett is said to be from 23 Belmore Avenue in Cedar Grove, St. Catherine. Yeah, man. Now, the criminal element to escape. 1 of 2 will escape because I did 5 in the vehicle. So 1 of 2 will escape. The criminal element known as Omar Brown, otherwise known as Draper, was apprehended by the police yesterday. He was one of the criminal elements that fired at the police in Monday night knockings and clappings encounter. He made good his escape by jumping from an elevated area where it is believed that he injured his foot. He was held in Linstead in a heavily vegetated area by the police on Tuesday, October 21st. He was unarmed at the time, but was safely escorted to seek medical attention, after which he was placed back into the custody of the police. So Omar Brown, otherwise known as Draper, is in the custody of the police. And I say well done to members of the St. Catherine North Police Division. Yeah, man. Now, the police commissioner made it abundantly clear that he wants fatal knockings and clappings by criminal elements to be kept below 152 for the final days of this year. So the police commissioner say, nobody watch the naysayers, nobody watch the people them where chat off them mouth. Uno have to do what uno have to do as police to keep the murder tally down. Now the commissioner's reminder came in the latest edition of the Commissioner's Corner in the JCF Force Orders. Dr. Blake urged his colleagues to keep in mind the target for recording fewer than 700 fatalities by criminal elements for 2025. He says in order to achieve this, homicides in Jamaica must not surpass 152 for the remainder of the year. At the midway point in October, the country has seen 548 fatalities. Dr. Blake says that the country has already recorded an entire quarter with 156 fatal knockings and clappings. He says that suggests keeping the tally for the rest of the year below 152 is very much achievable. The police chief also urged members of the JCF to keep focus and get the job done. The last time Jamaica recorded fewer than 700 murders was in 1994, when the fatal knockings and clappings tally stood for that year at 690. And that's 31 years ago. Can you imagine, my peeps? Nobody under age 31 has ever experienced the murder tally this low. Now, Dr. Blake told the men and women under his command that credit for the declines in fatalities should be given to the various stakeholders who have supported the vision of a peaceful Jamaica. According to Dr. Blake, despite the loud detractors, the force must remain grounded and focused for the greater good. Dr. Blake says that the police must remain focused in creating a country where law-abiding citizens are not imprisoned by fear and where communities are reclaimed from murderous hoodlums. The commissioner says those who seek to divide or diminish the progress being made do so from a position of self-interest and insecurity. The commissioner also stated that the end of the journey will not be measured merely by the murder tally recorded, but also by renewed confidence the force gains from the nation. Definitely in support of that. Yeah, man. And anybody when I support this, trust and believe, you know have some sort of ill-gotten gains we not get from seeing murders on the rise in Jamaica. From as far back as I can remember, this is the only commissioner that we have seen where results are definitely being shown. We are seeing and feeling the results. And he's also loved by most, if not all, of the policemen and women in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. We have seen either or get work done, but the police then hate him, or the police then love him, but no work not done. But this brother here combine both together and I get the work done. 31 years at the last time we see the murder under 700. Jamaica, we did a go on bad. And it's full time now. Somebody take the unpopular decision and put them foot down and get murders under control. Yeah, man. Now the next thing that we're going to talk about, you know, my peeps, is coming out of the Manchester Police Division, where they experienced yet another fatal knockings and clappings yesterday. Now the man presently on your screen who lost his life to armed criminal elements in Comfort in Manchester in a section known as Kano District on the northwest section of Manchester has since been identified as Ojay Gooden, 30 years old, a resident of Kano District in Comfort, Manchester. Now, he was taken out in a hail of bullets by armed criminal elements somewhere in the hours of 1 a.m. Tuesday morning. It is stated that armed assailants posing as police officers kicked in the front door of his home and opened gunfire, hitting him all over the body. Now the police are now theorizing that his particular knockings and clappings may be linked to another knockings and clappings that took place on the 12th of October. We are talking about this one. Presently on your screen, I carried a vlog covering that particular incident in its totality. So I will not go over the fullness of the vlog. So if you wish to understand everything that has happened and is currently happening, watch this vlog and tie it in to this one. Now, that man that lost his life was chopped and him end up losing 3 pints along the Mile Gully main road on that particular Sunday night. He never lose him 3 pints alone. Now on this picture, you can see that he was standing beside his best friend, his dog. So he was assaulted, chopped, and end up losing 3 pints. And his dog too was also taken out in that brutal attack. Now the man in question has since been identified as Cheyenne Young and known as Shane in the streets. He too is also a resident of Comfort Hall in Manchester. Now, in the vlog that I did with Cheyenne Young, with the man them murder with the machete, him and him dog, I stated that it is a family dispute gone wrong. Now, the man who lost his life yesterday is also related to the man that lost his life with his dog. So both deceased men, the one that took place on October 12 and the one that took place yesterday, October 21st, are related. The one that lost his life yesterday is said to be the brother of the man that took the life of the one that lost his life on the 12th of October. So it's a family dispute, deadly family dispute, might I add. So the Manchester police only need to deal with this thing here because it go spiral out of control and more people are going to end up lose them 3 pints. Why may I tell you, my peeps, it rough, but anyway, make we continue. Now the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the St. Andrew South Police Division, where the St. Andrew South Police is investigating the circumstances surrounding a knockings and clappings incident which left one man lifeless, no longer among the land of the living, and another man seriously injured along Crescent Road in Kingston on Saturday. The incident occurred sometime after 8 p.m. The deceased man has since been identified as Mark Clark, said to be of a Spanish Town Road address in Kingston. Reports reaching on the Spot News Media is that Mark Clark and another man was standing along Crescent Road when a red motor car approached them. It is stated that armed men exited the car and fired at them. Clark was hit multiple times in the back and both arms, while the other man was cornered up in the left arm and back. The gunman then fled in the waiting motor car. The injured men were taken to the hospital where Mark Clark was pronounced, you know what. The St. Andrew South Police have expressed concerns about the era in which the incident took place, citing that a long-standing gang feud between the Crescent Road gang and the Kid Lane Bowens Road gang is a direct result of what is happening. The police says that the incident may be due to that particular feud. So increased police presence is to be anticipated in that particular area. Boy, may I tell you, my peeps, the knockings and clappings continues. Now, the next thing that we're going to talk about, my peeps, is coming out of the troubled, war-torn, crime-riddled St. James Police Division, where this man, presently on your screen, identified as Oliver Montague, otherwise known as Shango, was taken out by the police during what they described as an armed confrontation. So let me give you the backstory and leading up to the knockings and clappings. Now we're going to know is that Oliver Montague, aka Shango, have a brother known as Terence Powell, otherwise known as Babu, a known knockis and clappis old dirty kind of boy, who was previously arrested and charged by the police for firearm-related offenses. He was also charged for previously escaping custody. Now the criminal element managed to get bail again after all of that. Get bail, come out of jail, back to his old dirty kind of boy lifestyle. So Oliver Montague, his brother, have a car. So him carry him brother figure report on condition of bail. Now it is reported that upon their return from reporting on condition of bail, they were in the car, chilling and vibing. The police stated that they got a report that a car was seen with heavily armed men inside. The police got word where the car was, and upon the approach of the police stated that they were greeted with gunfire. The police stated that they took evasive action, returned the fire, low knockings and clappings between them and the criminal elements. And after the smoke was clear and the battle was won by the police, of course, Oliver Montague, aka Shango, was seen suffering from a portion of corn-up wounds. It is stated that Shango lost his life, same place, on the spot. Now his brother Terence Powell, aka Babu, managed to escape out of the car, take him back quick and fast. But police see some blood trail follow it and say, boy, it seemed as if him pick up some can. Now the police stated that they recovered an AK-47 rifle from the motor car and a cache of ammunition. The police stated that they got a report of a man turning up at the Cornwall Regional Hospital suffering from corn-up wounds. When them go and go check, who and behold, who them see? Terence Powell, aka Shango. So he's there presently being treated and the police them just put on a potion to handcuff on him and make sure say he is going nowhere anytime soon. So you know say the bail they gone and him gone right back at jail. And his brother is now laying lifeless on a block of ice somewhere in a morgue. So boy, I tell you, youth and youth, badness definitely don't pay. The commissioner has given strict instructions. So in other words, the commissioner say, get rid of all of the bad eggs them. Yeah man. So all who can hear will certainly feel. Now, the next thing that we are going to talk about, my peeps, we have a list of criminal elements who have been deemed wanted. But before we get into that, make we get into this. So this criminal element presently on your screen, identified as Adane Foster, otherwise known as Javid Smith, said to be 21 years old of a Victoria Street address in Denhamtown, Kingston 14. He was wanted for fatal knockings and clappings by the St. Elizabeth Police Criminal Investigation Branch. Now, he was captured in his community on Monday, October 20. Foster, who was featured on the Jamaica Constabulary Force Wanted Wednesday's campaign, was apprehended and taken into custody during an intelligence-led operation in the area sometime around 2:30 p.m. Now, this next criminal element, presently on your screen, identified as Ashbourne Winter, said to be wanted for fraudulent conversion. He did the right thing. He turned in himself to the police with his attorney. So he now will have his day in court. Now we have a list of criminal elements who have been deemed wanted by the police. And the first one presently on your screen has since been identified as Shantoni Cardis. Them call him Chassis or Taiwan. Now this criminal element here is wanted for fatal knockings and clappings and a slew of firearm-related offences. He frequents Walton Park Road and Mangoostown in the general Kingston communities. Now, the next criminal element presently on your screen, identified as Ojay Laji, otherwise known as Not Nice. This criminal element here is wanted for a slew of firearm-related offences, also to include murder. Now, this criminal element frequents the Top Hill community, Mount Carey, and the general St. James and Western Jamaica parishes and communities. The next criminal element present on your screen, otherwise known as Romain Powell, otherwise known as Biggs, is wanted for an attempted murder. He frequents Kendall and the general Manchester parish. Now, the next criminal element presently on your screen has since been identified as Keston Bertrand. Them call him Cass, Trini, or Pablo. Now, this criminal element here is wanted for fatal knockings and clappings. He frequents the Moy Hall area in St. James. Now, last but most definitely not the least, This criminal element here, presently on your screen, identified as Courtney Sands. Them call him Joshua in our streets. He's wanted for a fatal knockings and clappings and a slew of firearm-related offences. Now, anyone having any information surrounding the whereabouts of any one of these criminal elements, please to alert the nearest police. And as always, my peeps, if you don't wish to link up the police cause you don't trust them, link on the Spot News Media or any like-minded vlogger. Give us the information and we will most definitely pass it on to the relevant authorities who can make effective change. Yeah, man. So anyway, my peeps, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned to On The Spot News Media as I continue to bring you fresh news and updates in subsequent newscast. On The Spot News Media. Yeah, man.